So Season 5 is here, and that means it's time for our seasonal regular series, and perhaps the only Warzone specific video we'll have here for a while. But today I want to continue our series for our top 10 best loadouts that you should be using in Warzone after the update. These are built out for just overall gameplay. Some are best in ranked, some are best for resurgence modes, and some are just big map Al-Mazrah gameplay, but top 10 loadouts and what you should be running in Warzone Season 5 no less. As we go along, drop your thoughts down below on what you think of Season 5's meta. Do you like it, dislike it, have a weapon you'd like to share the build with to add to the list? Whatever the case, feel free to let me know. If you enjoyed the video, you'll find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay there with all things Modern Warfare 2, Season 5, Modern Warfare 3's upcoming reveal, X-Defiant, and more FPS content. I'd love to have in the community. Finally, check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage for the best blue light glasses on the market, where code ESPRESSO can get you 10% off your entire order, but more on them a little later. For now, let's jump into the top 10 loadouts that you should be using in Season 5. First, let's start out with the weapons that I think are genuinely like some of the best meta weapons you can be using right now. So starting out strong, the TAQ-V is one that right now packs an insane punch. It's a battle rifle, so it has a bit more damage per round and damage per magazine. You have a lot more potential to secure kills. It's rather easy to control in terms of recoil, and it's one I think you can absolutely do well with. For this, the main build that I use is the AMOP V4, the ZLR Talon 5, FTAC Ripper, the 50-round drum mag, and the FSS combat stock. As with all the builds here for all of our top 10s, weapon tuning is available on the side here, just so we're not running down every minute detail and getting too monotonous with it. Then I'll end up pairing the TAQ-V primarily with the ISO 45, one of the SMGs that is still absolutely the meta. We saw a few weapons adjusted with the weapon tuning this season, but the ISO 45 was untouched, so it still is reigning supreme. For this, I'd run the Cronin Mini Pro optic, the VLK laser 7mm, the 9-inch PTX trainer barrel, the Bruin pendulum muzzle, and the 45-round drum mag. Now, if you want to throw on a stock or a grip, you like the ISO iron sights, you absolutely can. For me, I just like to have that pinpoint precision of that. I know it's not necessarily needed, but it's just what I like. Number 3 on the list is the new weapon of the FR Avancer. From here on out, there really is no sort of like 3 to 10 listing in particular order, but instead just kind of throwing it all together. Some things do better than others in certain situations. The FR Avancer, I think, is a very good solid sniper support weapon, but you can't absolutely kit it for a main build as well. For the main build, I'd recommend the AMOP V4 optic, the 600mm FR longbore barrel, the Harbinger D20 muzzle, FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, and the 60-round magazine. But if you are using it for sniper support, personally, I like the Schleger PEQ Box 4 laser, the Harbinger D20 muzzle, the FTAC Ripper underbarrel, 60-round magazine, and the SA iron rear grip. You don't necessarily need an optic here if you're playing for close to mid-range, but it's something you can use. But in place of that optic, I like to throw on the laser. It's fast, snappy, and very easy to manage in terms of recoil control. So try that one out. Another solid sniper support weapon is the Tempus Razorback. We talked about this in Season 4, so it might not necessarily be a surprise. I think that I'd personally take, as of recently, the FR Avancer over top of this, but still, if you want to use the Tempus Razorback, you absolutely can. For this, I'd recommend the 16-inch TAQ-V barrel, the Komodo heavy muzzle, Edge 47 grip, 60-round mag, and the Cassis X rear grip as well. Moving along, one that still absolutely packs a punch is that of the RAAL, an LMG that, yes, is slower and bulkier in build, but each round fired off has potential to secure kills. For this build, not much has really changed here, so we can breeze past this one versus what we've talked about in the past, that including the AMOP V4 optic, the 21-inch EXF Rhino barrel, Nil Sound 90, XRK Dune grip, and the Stip 40 rear grip. Now, moving along a little further here, one that I've been using for sniper support and just having fun with that medium range to it is the Chimera. The Chimera is honestly a very mobile weapon in terms of rifles. It can get the job done, faster firing, doesn't pack as much a punch as other weapons, but again, still enough, and it's a very nice sniper support weapon, I think. For this, I'd recommend something like the Cronin Mini Pro optic, the 10-inch SA Phoenix barrel, Edge 47 grip, 45-round magazine, and a D37 grip. Now, yes, you can absolutely get rid of that Cronin Mini Pro optic if you are comfortable with the iron sights. Truth be told, the iron sights on the Chimera really aren't that bad at all, so if you want to throw something else on there, like a rear grip or a stock or something like that, absolutely you can. Now, to keep things moving, the Vel 46 is the next weapon I'd recommend here for some close quarters combat. This, I'd recommend the VLK Laser 7mm, Lockshot KT85, 50-round magazine, Schleger Soldier grip, and the Demo RXT stock. This is a very, very mobile weapon if you want to end up just trying to finesse your way around the map, whether it be Al-Mazrah, Ashika, or Vondel. Doesn't really matter. You can do that with relative ease, and the fast firing rate, the mobility, it's definitely one that is a very good choice here, I think, again, for that aggressive style style of gameplay. Beyond that, the M13B still is a weapon that I would highly recommend here in regards to this. Whether or not you want to use it as a sniper support or a standard build, I've had fun with it as a main build and not a sniper support weapon as of late, if I'm honest with you. So for this, I'd recommend the AMOP V4, 14-inch Bruin Echelon barrel, Harbinger D20, the 5.56 high velocity rounds, and the 60-round magazines. Now, if you want to sacrifice something like that high velocity rounds, you absolutely can, again, for something like a rear grip, but it's honestly a build that is pretty solid as is. Now, the final two weapons we'll talk about here come down to a sniper as well as a pistol. Now, those have meaning in their own right. The sniper, obviously, for those that do want to snipe, and the pistol, honestly, is one of those things that you might not think it's super advantageous, but if you play ranked, you're probably going to want to have at least a loadout with a pistol equipped, because if there's any water endings or anything like that, well, you can't really fire underwater with a regular weapon. So having a pistol allowing you to do that can get you a few free kills if your enemies aren't necessarily in the same boat as you, almost pun intended, where if they can't fire back and you have something you can shred through them, it's definitely a nice little help here. For the sniper though, I'd recommend the Signal 50. Right now, it's basically the only sniper you'll see in Warzone. Mad annoying in ranked play, if I'm honest with you. Very surprised that Raven did not tune this at all with Season 5's update, but while they stated they were looking into it, for right now, it still can reign supreme. For this, I'd say a scope of your choice, if any, if you want to put it on there. I'd recommend the 29-inch TV Kilo 50 barrel, the Bruin Counter Ops muzzle, 50 cal high velocity rounds, and the FSS Echo stock. The semi-auto nature of this sniper is definitely something that is going to be really annoying to go up against. So if you're the one that can break armor and then down an enemy with 2 shots really quickly, you're going to be having a blast with this thing. Then the final weapon I want to talk about is the FTAC Siege. Again, for ranked play, this is something that is incredibly helpful. Again, if you have water endings or anything like that, it's not something that I'd normally on dry land take any sort of primary and pistol combo, but for that rare situation where I'm going to need it, it's very helpful to have. For this, I'd recommend the FJX DIOD 70 laser, the CMRN 50 barrel, the 72 round magazine, the SIR 160 grip, and the FTAC Siege stock. Very mobile, very fast firing, and absolutely can shred through your enemies. But that is my pick here for the top 10 weapons and loadouts you should be using here within Warzone Season 5. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with this list? Would you like to add anything to it? Whatever the case, feel free to let me know. Before we wrap everything up, make sure to check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage. You've heard the pitch before. I truly think they're the best blue light glasses on the market, the most lightweight, comfortable, durable frames out there, and we recently teamed up to make the Espresso bundle. A slight deviation compared to their normal bundles, but it comes along with the Inferno frames, a microfiber carry pouch and cleaning cloth, both branded with the channel's artwork, and a polarized magnetic sun clip, which is really good to have if you have, especially say, a prescription pair through them, where it can be your daily driver all in one. Your regular prescription glasses with blue light protection and that sun clip to make it sunglasses. So I think a great deal with that and how everything can work out. But if you guys are interested in picking up a pair for yourself, you just want to learn more, head on over to the link in the description below. And if you do decide to pick something up, you just go to Espresso to get 10% off your entire order. But that said, that's what we're going to call it. So let me know your thoughts once again down below. What do you think of the Season 5 meta thus far? Are you guys liking it, disliking it? If you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Season 5, Modern Warfare 3 with a reveal upcoming here, and of course X-Defiant, as well as other FPS content will have you covered. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.